this is Manindrabu from Batam. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Ilisavani Dava from Vatupula. I only listen to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Golabanaka, I'm Vale and I'm working at Golden Grove Resort and I love listening to Gold FM because it plays a really wide range of classic music.
I'm Saini Sakio from Kashmir Wotoka. I like Gold FM, but only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. This is FBC News. Tonight, Fiji storms into Cup quarter-finals in Paris. Government contractors warned. And Fiji Roads Authority to boost service delivery. The Vodafone Fiji Sevens side thumped Samoa 42-5 in its final pool match, and the Paris Sevens to secure a Cup quarter-final spot. The Ben Ryan coach side was in red-hot form, dazzling the man in blue with their attacking flair and solid defence. Chalendal Vakavaka has more.
Space over on the left here.
Joshua Tuisova showed why he will be a key man to watch out for in the Paris Sevens playoffs after scoring Fiji's first try and his fifth in the tournament.
And Joshua Tuisova takes it forward, ball in one hand.
Sasa Vermalua, one of the most consistent players in the series, grabbed Fiji's second try before Leone Nakarawa stretched his legs with this try in the second minute.
Nakarawa fending, running, ball in left hand. Leone Nakarawa.
Fiji was on a rumble in the second spell with Eminem Nasilasila gifting Wesa Naidalevu a clear run-in under the posts.
He gives it in to Nayathalevu and Nayathalevu.
Nasilasila then got a 5-pointer of his own after a strong run by Naidalevu.
Runs into Seli, finally brought down, 10 metres out, but an opportunity on the short side for Nasilasila.
Naidalevu had the last say in the match with his second try to score Fiji's sixth and final try to progress to the Cup quarterfinals, where they will meet Australia at 10:19 p.m. Talento Vakavaka, FBC Sports.
And we will have more on the Paris Sevens in our sports segment. Government contractors have been warned to avoid corrupt dealings. Attorney General Ayaz Sayed Qayyum made this statement after Prime Fiji allegedly used fake Westpac bonds to win 2 contracts worth almost $6 million. Ali Kimbia has more.
Those who are involved in corrupt practices do not have any room to work with the government. This was highlighted by Attorney General Ayaz Sayed Qayyum to ensure that quality work is needed for the betterment of all Fijians.
Please do not do this. If you do this, you do not have any room to get any opportunity to work with government, nor do you have any room to operate in Fiji. We are working very hard and diligently to provide services.
Sayed Qayyum says the government is focused on ensuring positive development for the nation, and such unethical behaviors will not be tolerated.
It's very disappointing when you have contractors who think that they can get away with such behavior. We want to expedite these projects. We are very keen to do so. It brings about some real change to people's everyday lives. Notwithstanding this setback, we hope that the FRA board will very quickly call for tenders again on these projects.
Sayed Qayyum has asked the Fiji Roads Authority board to relook at the existing contract by the Prime Fiji, as this has cast a shadow of doubt over the integrity to operate in Fiji. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
More people are expected to be employed under the Fiji Roads Authority before the year ends. The FRA board has revealed that they are currently under-resourced and plans are in place to improve their service delivery. Ali Kimbia has the details.
Improving the quality of our roads is fundamental to Fiji's economy, and the Fiji Roads Authority says plans are in place to employ more people to enhance its service delivery to all Fijians.
We are sort of gearing up towards the end of the year and having a staff number close to about 80. So obviously FRA is currently under-resourced at the moment, but we're trying to bring a lot of functions from outsourcing, a lot of work to all the external consultants, and bring the administration and the management into FRA totally.
Sanjay Kaba says reducing the workload given to its major consultant is also one of the changes to be undertaken.
One of our major consultants is NWH, who are basically our primary advisors, and obviously their workload from next year will be reduced because a lot of functions will be coming to FRA.
Attorney General Ayaz Syed Qayyum says the changes made by the FRA is vital.
There needs to be some improvement, not perhaps, but there needs to be improvement in some of the consultants who are overseeing it, some of the people who are designing it, and of course in terms of the capacity within the FRA.
This transition made by the FRA will enable them to recruit more engineers and technicians. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
The Samambula Sikh temple is expected to undergo major renovation work in the next 2 months. The temple, which was built in 1923, is one of the heritage sites under the National Trust of Fiji. A former Secretary Hardayal Singh Rana says the renovation work is estimated to cost $500,000. Rana says the Samambula Gurdwara is the first Sikh temple in the South Pacific region and the renovation work will enhance the image of Fiji. He says some extension work was carried out 50 years ago. However, this will be the first major renovation work which will be carried out. The renovation plan was unveiled this afternoon. Coming up on FBC News, thousands still depend on the sugar sector. And Ilisavani shares challenges on his journey to The Voice. Stay with us for that and more.
I'm Sarah, I'm from Tafwa, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Asinu. Today FM rocks.
My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Ulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM, it rocks in Raki Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome back to FBC News. Now, the first half of the Nandi International Airport Departure Lounge is expected to be open in August. This has been confirmed by Aviation Minister Ayaz Syed Qayyum as he toured the site yesterday. Akasita Tale reports.
A significant progress has been made on the renovation and upgrade work that's currently underway at the Nandi International Airport. The government is happy with the progress despite the challenges it faces daily.
The first half of the departure area, which you had a glimpse of, should be open within 3 months' time. And then, of course, then they start moving on to the second half of the departure area. So we're very happy with the progress, because we are obviously aware of the many challenges. We don't, for example, necessarily have all the skill sets available in Fiji.
Syed Qayyum says the site isn't an easy one to work on, as it is a live site where passengers arrive and depart at the same time. However, he says contractors have been doing their work trying to manage people and traffic flow.
Itself, with an upgrade in it will help us significantly create that experience, the Fijian experience. We want it to be a unique experience, but also at the same time offer modern facilities that's available to our visitors and also our citizens who also travel. They deserve to also have good facilities available for them.
Syed Qayyum says the country will have a world-class facility that will bring a new dimension to Fiji's tourism sector when the upgrade is completed. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
Despite the devastation caused by TC Winston, the sugar sector still remains a vital component for many in the country. The European Union says that more than 200,000 people in Fiji still depend on the industry at one level or another. Farzana Nisha has more.
Around 11,000 active farmers with an assumption of 5 persons in each household depend on the sugar industry. This was highlighted by EU's Sugar Coordination Manager Michael Parker in Suva this week.
We actually very quickly got back up to that 200,000 people who are dependent in one way or another on the sugar industry. So it's a solid figure, and it just illustrates how important the sugarcane crop is to Fiji.
Parker hopes Fiji will make a steady progress through the EU programs and close engagements with all the sugar industry stakeholders.
Looking at the raw data in terms of the competitiveness, in terms of the US cents per pound of producing sugar, and is it viable? We're very, very close to having a competitive industry. So we're very positive about the sugar industry, and we believe it's a very important industry for Fiji.
EU's ambassador to Fiji, Andrew Jacobs, says sugar funding will be given to the Fijian government to allow it to use the funds where they see fit. Meanwhile, a rapid assessment done in late February confirms that Tropical Cyclone Winston caused around $83 million in damage to the sugar industry. Farzana Nisha, FBC News.
The Diverse Voices in Action for Equality Fiji, or DIVA Fiji, are lending a hand to women affected by TC Winston and climate change. The peer support group for marginalised women says this enabled them to win the European Union GIZ competition. Kelly Vadala reports the competition was aimed at sharing lessons and experiences and promoting a gender response to climate change measures.
The devastation caused by the Category 5 cyclone not only left families homeless, but also exposed women and girls to violence and abuse at evacuation centers. DIVA Fiji grabbed this opportunity to provide temporary shelters to keep those exposed from harm.
You're living in a context in a region where we have among the highest per capita rates of violence against women and girls. The biggest things that I think people need to know about is some women don't feel like they can go into the formal official disaster centers. And so we've had little pockets of informal safe houses that are popping up because they don't feel safe in those spaces.
Noli Nambulivo says climate change awareness is also an issue that needs to be addressed to women.
Sometimes climate change, people put it forward, or they frame it as if it is a technical issue, as if only certain kinds of people, perhaps academics or development experts, can work on it. What we've always said, that everybody is an expert on climate change, because if you're living through an issue, then for sure you have the right kind of information.
The gender competition was launched by European Union Ambassador Andrew Jacobs in February. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
It's a dream he never thought that would one day become a reality, but for 22-year-old singing sensation Ilisavani Dava, his recent rise to stardom wasn't an easy one. Akasita Tale shares with you his journey from a small family gifted with good voices to carrying the Fiji flag on one of Australia's biggest reality talent shows, The Voice.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Growing up in a musical talented family, Ilisavani Dava credits his late grandfather, a former military bandmaster, for nurturing his singing ability. While his three older brothers prefer to sing indoors, Ili, as is commonly known, has managed to step out of his comfort zone and sing in front of thousands.
Growing up, I always loved these musical DVD videos of Homecoming, of Gate to Homecoming, and I would sing to that when I was growing up. So I think half of my childhood life would be having to listen to gospel music. I started singing in church when I was 12, and I think having me sing in church when I was young has been a major part of my life till today.
At 14 years, Ilisavani made his first break in the music industry, singing Mariah Carey's Hero at the Hibiscus Color Star Search Contest in 2007. 2 years later, he auditioned for Vodafone Mic Music Competition, walking away as the Season 2 winner, the beginning of his journey.
Had the bold and had to make a big step in my life, having to leave my family and move over to Sydney, just to pursue something that I always wanted, and that was to inspire our youths back at home that nothing is impossible.
It was in 2011 when he met a music producer online who showed interest in his raw talent and offered to support Ilisavani's trip to Australia to record some music. Ilisavani packed his bags and, without informing his family, flew to Australia with only a few dollars in his pocket.
It was just the excitement of me having to travel for the first time. And like, to be honest, like having the first time, and when I got on the plane, the remaining money I had in my pocket was for $5, and it's such a funny story. But I think from that $5, it has brought me to the stage of The Voice.
However, it wasn't an easy journey having settled in Australia and moving from house to house in the first 2 years. This didn't stop him from pursuing his dream by singing in a local church close to his home in Sydney.
And I thank God for the challenges that I had to face. I mean, moving to a whole new country with big lights, big cities, it's something that was really hard for me at first. But I thank God that it has made me stronger. I think everything that I face in life, the circumstances that I go through, it has made me to who I am today.
Singing in church for 5 years was his training ground before making his big break in the Australian music industry last week, the first Fijian to make his dreams come true on the Voice Australia stage. The Navilotherewa sensation is still coming to terms with the performance that turned 2 successful artists competing to be included on their teams.
It was so nerve-wracking for me because it was something that I've always wanted and something I've always watched growing up in Nosori, and it was always one of my dreams, having to perform on a big stage as that. And for that was a big platform, having the whole of Australia to watch you on television, and it was a great platform for exposure.
Ilisavani's public image has taken off more than ever, with support being shown from Fijians all over the world.
And that was something that I got emotional after my audition, because after the video had gone on social media, and having to see not only Fijians back at home, but Fijians around the world. And that's something that I always admire about having to be a Fijian, and something that I'm always proud of. And I thank God that it's through my music that I'm able to just give back home to the youth.
Ilisavani's advice to success is to never give up on life and work towards your dream. Ilisavani leaves the country next week to work on the next phase of The Voice Australia and got professional assistance from successful British recording artist Jessie J as his mentor. The attention of the entire nation will be on him as he carries Fiji's hopes on the international music stage. Aku Sitale, FBC News.
Successful Fijians was brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Coming up in sports, Fiji overpowers Wales. And Suva maintains winning form. This and more after the break.
Maketi tawa aundo talita na warronga na Bula FM number 2 na siya Bula na Fiji na ko plasyo matairi ngon mai na bulo tabiuni au satu ko nanti ando talita na warronga na Bula FM
Bula FM number 2 na seri.
Welcome to FBC Sports. Now, the Fiji Sevens side backed up its 38-12 opening win against Scotland in day 1 of the Paris Sevens with another dominant display against Wales. Joshua Tuisova scored another brace of tries as Fiji found its groove in the 33-14 win over the Dragons. Chalendao Dakadaka tells us more.
He would have loved to have heard that news on Thursday, but it's Fiji who've turned the ball over.
Joshua Tuisova has been Fiji's first try scorer in their last 3 games so far in the Paris Sevens. This one against the Welsh coming off the back of some good work by Tsasaver Malua.
And here he is, Tuisova.
The Fijians were lining up to score tries, and giant lock forward Leon Nakarawa was the instigator with his superb offloads.
All too easy. Colin is out. The skipper. He really need to pass, did he?
Tuisova then grabbed his second try of the match and Fiji's third as the side went into the breather with a 21-7 lead.
Up to score. 3 of them out there. Pick your try scorer. Tuisova.
Samisoni Viriviri came on in the second spell and finished off this break from inside Fiji's half.
It must be. Oh, it's that easy. It is simply beautiful to watch, isn't it? Samasoni, very, very.
Apisa Indomalailai broke free down the touchline to set up Kitoni Talinga for a try to seal the win for the Fijians at the stroke of full time.
Tulalai inside. Talinga.
Talent Otakadaka, FBC Sports.
Provincial rugby champions Nandronga are slowly climbing their way up the Skipper Cup points table after their first round loss to Neta Siri. But the Stallions had to dig deep to grab their second win in 3 games, defeating a brave Maluata outfit 19-15 in Lambasa yesterday. The Stallions are now levelled with Northland and Neta Siri in the 4th spot behind Suva, Nandi and Namosi respectively after 3 rounds. The Suva football side's unbeaten form in the Vodafone Premier League remains intact after a 2-1 win over Nandi at Ratu Kambau Park this afternoon. Fiji under-23 reps Felipe Baravilala and Sekaraya Naisua scored a goal each for Suva, while fellow national rep Napoleoni Gasevakatini netted the lone goal for the Jet Setters. And following that match, host Rewa came out to beat Nandronga 2-0 with Benyamin Rova and Lori Mandau both finding the back of the net. Deepak Jairam won the first National Billiards National Ranking Tournament of the year at the Fiji Club in Suva this afternoon. Jairam defeated Mosese Nawakakuta in the final to become the top-ranked player in the country and collect the $400 prize money.
I am glad to see all over the country player take the part in this tournament. 32 players altogether is playing in the round-robin game. And as you see, we have top qualifier here playing the semi-final, and very good turnover. I am very happy with that one.
The next national ranking tournament will be held in Lautoka next month. The Lions romped to a 43-5 bonus point Super Rugby victory over the Blues in Johannesburg. The Lions outscored the Blues by 7 tries to 1 to move to the top of the South African group. Chalendau Dakadaka reports.
On his way to there. Can they get there from here?
The Blues made too many mistakes and missed too many tackles to suffer their 4th loss of the season against a determined Lions side.
Ross Crenier with the quick clean out and Whiteley's over the line.
Despite the cold and wet conditions at Ellis Park in Johannesburg, the Lions were on fire with centre Lionel Mapoe scoring a hat-trick of tries. In other games, the Waratahs' 31-8 win over the Bulls was soured when key player Kurtley Beale was helped off the field with what is expected to be a season-ending knee injury. The Cheetahs beat the Southern Kings 34-20, the Sharks edged the Jaguares 25-22, while the Sunwolves held the Stormers to a 17-all draw. Chalendo Takataka, FBC Sports.
Well, fine weather prevailed over most parts of the country today. A trough of low pressure to the north of Fiji affects Tuvalu, Samoa, Wallis and Futuna. Taking a look at the temperatures, it was fine weather across the country with Ba and Lambasa the hottest on 32 degrees. Savu was the coolest on 28 degrees. Well, you can expect fine weather to the start of a busy week from tomorrow. As for the further outlook, it should be fine apart from a few showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Recapping our headlines, Fiji to meet Australia in Cup quarterfinals in Paris at 10:19 p.m. tonight. Government contractors warned. And Fiji Roads Authority to boost service delivery. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. We move on to this week's poll question and we are asking, do you support government's move to remove all credit history stored by Data Bureau? To answer, visit our FBC website. Do send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenscience@fpc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page, FPC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FPC News or hashtag FPC News. You've been watching FPC News. Good night.
आपको खरगंगा के रंजिला का नमस्कार। रेडियो फिजी की सुंदर सुंदर यादों का खजाना एकदम बचपन के दिन याद करा देते हैं।
हमारा नाम जोनी नायडू है, हम रहता है मलोरो में और हम टैक्सी ड्राइवर है। हम सब टाइम अपन टैक्सी में रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता प्रोग्राम।
हम सिंगाचोका के हैं, हमारा नाम है रोजी। हम लोग यहाँ पे रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता है।
राम राम, मैं रेमस प्रसाद बोलता हूँ, तब वतन में कोई रहता हूँ। मैं जब भी सुना रेडियो फिजी 2 ही सुनता हूँ।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।